Hi there. Today is Saturday, December 17th, 2022, making this the week 50 Cre8 Brilliance update. Holy cats, y'all. I am your hostess, Jennifer Vanderbeek of scrapsoflife.com. Don't bother going to scrapsoflife.com as of this date because it still hasn't been updated. I need to put that on the list. Anyway, if I'm looking a little tired, it's because I just got finished Christmas shopping. Yeah, I know it's only a week till Christmas. This year it kind of snuck up on me. Okay, it's not like I didn't know it was coming. It's just I didn't realize it didn't feel like it was that close. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. How are you doing? I think working, okay, so again, this is like my first Christmas season, holiday season working in retail, and I can definitely tell that yes, I'm much more aware of the holiday, but I'm also like disconnected from it massively. So yeah, I that's how things are right now. But it's okay. It's okay because, very low key Christmas around here. So I just needed to pick up a few things. It's all good. What have I been up to this week? Well, first of all, I have done some editing on book 4. I'm still plugging away at it. Oh, with only 2 weeks left in the year, I am doubting that it will be out in December. But I'm going to keep plugging away on it and secure some beta readers to look it over when it's ready. And it's the way it is. We'll get back to that in a minute. Um, in other news, I've done quite a bit of crocheting this week. So my sweater is coming quite along. So this is the back, and it started at this bottom edge, peekaboo. Where there will be a bow that crosses between these sections when it's finished. And then it kind of comes up and over. So this week, I've managed to get through the front division for the V-neck. And then, yeah, I'm like, what, 4 or 5 inches from the bottom of the front. So then it's just, there's 2 sleeves and then there's the bow in the back. And yeah, so this is rocking right along. I was very happy to get as much as I did on it done. And one of the things that helped with that was that Thursdays are kind of my day off. It's the one day that I don't generally have to go into work and don't have a stream scheduled. And it's my day to kind of like catch up on whatever needs catching up on. And this week I decided that since I'd worked so much, that Victorian Christmas and everything last week was just balls to the wall busy. And I was really pushing myself to get the costume done and, all that good stuff, which was, totally great. And I love that I did that. And I'm looking forward to doing it again. Hopefully not at such a, photo finish pace, but yeah, no, that's fine. But I knew I was really busy the week before, and I suspect that this coming week was going to be pretty busy. But of course, I work Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday is a stream day, and all that good stuff. So I said, you know what, this Thursday I am actually going to kind of take off. It's going to be a day off. And so I slept late. I took a nice long hot shower when I did get up. I caught up on Christmas movie watching and I crocheted. I worked on this. And Friday morning I woke up like raring to go. I was chirpy and perky and the whole bright-eyed bushy-tailed everything. Um and the only thing I can think of is that I had a nice relaxing day where I didn't worry about anything else. You know? And I kind of gave myself permission to have that day. And so there was no guilt. There was no, oh, I should be working on, 1,000 other things. No, I worked on this and it's good. Um, yeah, I also cast on, let's see, Tuesday night. This is Tuesday at work. We got some yarn in, and with it came some suggested patterns and stuff. And I started poking through some of them, and I found something that I wanted to make. But a little hiccup, it was a new technique, and so I didn't know this. Um, sorry, it's called Tunisian crochet, and it kind of looks like both in practice and in the finished result a little bit like a cross between knit and crochet. And so I made a bargain with myself that because even though I, had meant to do other things Tuesday night, I'm like, okay, if I let myself figure this out, look up the videos, figure out the technique. I knew the basic gist of it, but I just hadn't done it myself. So, you gotta like build up a little bit of muscle memory. So I bargained with myself that if I allowed myself to start this project and just get it to a certain point, like the first break in the pattern, then Wednesday I would spend editing the novel. And it worked. So this is like the first 16 rows. And let's see. So it makes a really interesting fabric, Tunisian crochet. And like I said, this is the top of a shawl. So kind of looks like, wings or like a manta ray right now. But it is made with a crochet hook. But the crochet hook has this, long end to it with a little stop bead on it. Because you kind of, if you've crocheted, or if you've knit, it's similar to like picking up stitches and then binding them off every row. That's my analogy for it. If you crochet, then instead of dropping off a stitch, instead of completing a stitch each time, you start stitches along the row and then you finish them coming back, kind of like a reverse typewriter, because you work from the right side over to the left and then left back to right. So you're going zoop, 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 zoop. And it's a really, like I said, it's a really interesting technique, and it was fun to do even just this little part of it, which is going to be a full-size shawl eventually, when it grows up. Um, but yeah, I'd looked into Tunisian crochet, but I'd never done it myself. Specifically, I'd never, looked at some of the stitches that were called for, because not just like one stitch or whatever. But yeah, so it was fun, and I kind of, I rewarded myself in advance. Sometimes you have to do that. And then I did the work the next day, and like, because I was like, nope, I made myself this deal. This is what I'm going to do. And so that's how I got through several chapters of the next round of edits. So yay, progress. And then Thursday I took off and worked on that. And then of course, Wednesday and Friday I did my Twitch stream where I worked on some artwork. Nothing really to show right now. But watch the socials. You may see some things start to pop up as I wrap up details on a few projects. Finally, that brings us to this week's kind of thoughts on Brilliance. And Brilliance cannot be forced. If you force it, if you try and force something to happen, chances are, it might happen, but it's not going to be good. There's going to be a lot of negative feelings attached to it. So really, you can't force it. Now, you can encourage, and you might say, Jen, there's a really fine line between encourage and force. Parents deal with this all the time. You can't force your child to do something, but you can encourage them. Well, I mean, you could force them, but we all know what happens when you try and force an issue. If you try, it's like, so something does, so you have, oh gosh, like the mental image that's coming to mind. I don't know. The mental image that's coming to mind is a very fluffy cat. And we're not just talking fur fluff, we're talking big boy cat, big girl cat. Trying to get through a tiny little cat door. And maybe it's a little snag. If you try and force it, if you try and just like ram them in there, they're going to go shooting across the room once they do get through the cat door, and they're going to hit a wall or something else in the way. And yeah, not the objective was achieved, but there's generally some collateral damage. Least of all, the cat's not going to trust you or the cat door again. Sorry, I don't know why that's the mental image that came to me. But if you just kind of, if you kind of let the cat work its way through, or you kind of gently ease them away, you encourage them through the door, the cat door, then the objective is achieved and no one's hurt. There's little in the way of collateral damage. Um, so so in reflection of this past week, what I'm thinking is that, I if I try and like sit myself down and force myself to work on any given project, I might be able to convince myself to do it, whether it's, I can do anything for 15 minutes, or okay, I'm going to do this here, but then I'm going to switch to that. Um, the thing is, if you force it, it's going to have collateral damage. It's not going to make it any easier to get to the finish line. You're going to be exhausted. I will be, resentful of the whole situation. And that's not a recipe for brilliance. Resentment is not going to help us here at all. So yeah, there's that part of it. And then, but, by encouraging, aka incentivizing, bribing, I bribed myself. Okay. I bribed myself. It's like, okay, I'm going to do this now because this is where the dopamine is. And then I'm going to let that carry me through tomorrow. And doggone if it didn't work. Um, just, you got to roll with it, right? So yeah, that's my kind of my thought on Brilliance this week. We are coming to the end of the Cre8 Brilliance weekly updates. Don't worry, I will still be doing a weekly video of some sort, of some title, of some theme, because y'all know I love a good theme. For 2023, I just haven't completely decided what it's going to be. I got 2 weeks. 3 yeah, 3 if we really want to push it. But yeah, so that's how things are going. Still plugging away, getting a better idea of what I want and need out of the coming year. Looking forward to our low-key Christmas, and similarly low-key New Year's Eve. And yeah, just kind of hoping that y'all are out there doing the best you can for yourselves, and taking care of yourself, making time in your schedule, for a little bit of creativity, recognizing your own inherent brilliance, because we all have it. Even though it feels like sometimes it might be far away. We all have it. It's there. So yeah, just be good to yourselves. And this is a hectic time of year. Be patient with yourselves. Um, give yourself a little bit of grace. Give yourself a little bit of a break. Take time when you need it to rest, because clearly that is not something we get a whole lot of this time of year. And then on the days when we're rip rare and ready to go, take advantage of it. That's my wish for you for the upcoming week, because it's going to be a busy one, and Christmas is, at the end of it. And yeah, so just hang in there, folks. We're almost through this year. At any rate, that's my update for this week, and I will be back next week with another weekly progress update on all of the various creative projects I've got going on. And until then, I hope you have a good one. And, just be good to yourself. And of course, never be afraid to show the world your brilliance. Thanks. I'll see you next time. Bye.